I'm Kim Carson. I'm so happy you found my podcast, Conversations with Kim. Whether I'm having a conversation with a celebrity, an author, a history maker, record breaker, or the average everyday person, we all have a story to tell. And maybe that story might just change another person's life. We can learn so much from each other. Let us discover some of life's most valuable lessons on Conversations with Kim. Today, my conversation is with Liberty DeVito. He's best known as the drummer for Billy Joel, but today I want to talk to him about his new memoir, Liberty. Life, Billy, and the Pursuit of Happiness. It's out Friday. Pre-order it on Amazon.com and at HudsonMusic.com. Once the interview airs, I'll have it up on the podcast. Thank you so much for talking with me here today.
Well, you really have that Midwest accent. It's really great to hear.
I've been told that before. Well, you know, Liberty, I mean, man, it's long overdue. What made you write the book, first of all? Why now?
Well, everybody, all these drummers and all these musicians have these YouTube clips out about how to play the drums, and this is how you can play paradiddles at a speed sound that's so fast and unbelievable. And I thought, okay, I'm going to tell how it really is, what it's really like to be a part of a phenomenon called Billy Joel, and how I got there, how immigrants came from Italy 2 generations before me, and now one of their offspring has played with one of the top single artists ever. How did that happen? And that's what the story's about. And it starts like that with my family and ends with me reconciling with Billy.
Yeah, I mean, you have this fabulous story, like you said, this immigrant story. And first of all, like, when did you first meet Billy? And was it before the Stranger album? After?
Oh, I first met Billy. I was 17 years old, and we were playing in the same club. He was in a band called the Hassles, and I was in a band called the New Rock Workshop. And we used to just pass in the dark and say hi to each other. And then, and then it wasn't until I did Turnstiles with Billy. That was the first one. That was 1974, 75.
Wow.
And that's when I got in the band with him.
And your story is really a story about having a dream and following your dream. So when did you first decide that you were even going to just play drums?
Well, I've always loved music. But it wasn't until the Beatles were on the Ed Sullivan Show. And I had tried to play in the school band, and I couldn't do the buzz roll and the Star Spangled Banner. So, I got discouraged. But when I saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show, I said, that's what I want to do. I want to be in a band with my friends. And I want to travel the world and make records and all that kind of stuff. And I really got serious about it.
And so when you guys were you grew up on Long Island, right?
Yes.
And I imagine at the time that you guys were coming up, it was quite diverse. How does that play into your music?
Well, our music with Billy, we were fortunate enough. We grew up with blue-collar families, and I think our music is kind of blue-collar. So we were playing to our people, the people that we knew on Long Island, Scenes from an Italian Restaurant is a real typical kind of blue-collar song. It's about these people that met in high school, they got married, they broke apart, who's doing what now. That's what life is really like. So we were fortunate enough to capture that feeling in the music. And I think that's what led to a lot of the success.
Yeah, and we see a lot of I don't know if it's the perks or just the star in our eyes when we look at musicians and bands. But there's also some downsides to success. You say that the amazing success didn't come without a price, did it?
Oh, there's a parallel line that runs with the drummer that plays for Billy Joel, and then there's Liberty DeVito's real life. It's really hard to keep those two together. You're constantly on the road. You're meeting people all over the world. Once you have children, your wife has to stay home with them because they got to go to school. You're out there by yourself with just this bunch of guys, and it becomes insane. It's very hard to juggle the two things. If you think about it, there's not a whole lot of musicians that have been successful at that. I mean, John Bon Jovi, I think he's one of them, and Bono from U2, but I think he had a kind of falling out with his wife at one point.
Yeah, I mean, because life on the road, it's hard. It's full of temptations, women temptations, substance abuse issues. You kind of dealt with some of those as well, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, and I mentioned that in the book. I really outlined those clearly about, how Just the Way You Are, when it became a hit record, it was like girls thought we were these sensitive guys that really knew how women felt. It was like they were throwing themselves at us. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, even in the business that I'm in, I've been able to witness that. It was a crazy time. What do you think is something that might surprise a fan about Billy Joel? You've known him for 30 years?
Yeah.
Tell me about him. What is Billy Joel like?
Billy's a wonderful guy. Billy's success, I think part of it comes from, he's the kind of guy that if you tell him he can't do something, he does it.
Yeah.
I remember we did a tour after the River of Dreams record was out, and it was already off the charts, and he wanted to go out on a tour again, and the record company told him, you can't tour without a record. It'll never happen. Well, he said, I'm going out anyway. He went on tour and sold out every place we played. Wow. So don't tell him he can't do something, because he's going to do it.
Did you guys have a falling out at some point in time? I mean, 30 years is a long time to be friends with somebody and not have disagreements along the way.
Oh, yeah. We had arguments, and sometimes it would be like he's in a tense moment. In the book, I also talk about how I see Billy now through different eyes because I'm older, and I should see the reasons why he did things. He was under a lot of pressure. His name's on the marquee. His name's on the front of the album cover. He's writing all the songs. He's playing piano. He's singing. I'm the drummer. When he doesn't want to do something, and I say, you're an ass, whatever, because you don't want to do it, I'm like, now I'm looking at it like, oh my God, I just told this guy that he's got to do all these other things, and now he doesn't want to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, those things brought falling out and stuff like.
Yeah, and I mean, after being together with somebody for 30 years, you see that sometimes with actors who have played a role, not for 30 years, but for, say, 10 years, and they leave that role, and it takes them some time to kind of figure out who they are. Did you face that as being just known as Billy Joel's drummer? Did you ever have an issue with kind of trying to find your own persona?
Oh, when the bubble burst and me and Billy had that final falling out, it was so difficult to find who am I? Where do I fit in this world now? I'm not that guy that everybody knows. And it wasn't until a friend of mine who worked for one of the companies that I was endorsing at the time, he said, look, you got to stop saying that you were formerly Billy Joel's drummer, you used to play with Billy Joel. No. You are Liberty DeVito. You're the guy that Billy Joel chose to make and create and help him make all those number one records and all those memorable tours. That's who you are. And it was like, once I grabbed onto that, it was like, okay, yeah, that's who I am. When the song comes on the radio, that's me. That's not somebody else. That's not a formerly somebody. No, that's me. So I was able to take that and run with it. And now that I have my band, the Lords of 52nd Street, which is with Richie Cannata and Russell Jabbers, we play those songs again, and we're part of that music again. And Billy has given his blessing and says, yeah, you can go out as Billy Joel's band, And so it's been great again. It's all come back, and it's happy. It's a happy time.
Yeah, he even wrote the foreword for your book, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
So Liberty, after kind of searching your mind and your memories and writing this book, is there something that, could you share, just one story that, I know I only have you for about another minute, just one story in your book that just kind of either makes you smile or it was a poignant moment for you?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a great part about how I got out of, it's called Rebuilding Liberty, a chapter in there. And it's about being inducted into the Long Island Music Hall of Fame with Russell and Richie Cannata and the late Doug Stegmeyer. And I didn't want to go. I did not want to go because I was still upset and angry about what happened between me and Billy. But once I went, they asked us to play one song. The crowd reaction was so great, we actually ended up playing 5 songs. And that's when it clicked that, wow, we did some great, great things in our careers. Why am I so angry about these great things? Why don't I just move that anger out of the way and just focus on the good stuff that we did? And that's what I did. That was a giant step for me, a big smile, giant step of moving forward.
Yeah, I love that because it's all, we're all a culmination of all of our life experiences, the good and the bad. They make us who we are. I love talk. Is Liberty your real name?
It's really Liberatory.
But it's Liberty.
Yeah, but it means liberator or liberty in Italian. So.
I love it. Hey, listen, thank you so much for talking with me here today. Liberty DeVito, best known as the drummer for Billy Joel. His brand new book, Liberty, Life, Billy, and the Pursuit of Happiness. It's out Friday. You can pre-order it on Amazon. I'll have all the links up on the podcast once the interview airs. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Good luck to you.
Well, thank you. And you can get it at HudsonMusic.com, too.